Gray squirrel basic care. Gray squirrels can live to be over 10 years old in captivity. They need a balanced diet that consists of protein, fat, vitamins, and minerals. Variety and routine is important when feeding your squirrels. Make sure that you empty your squirrels' food stashes frequently, as they won't eat their healthy foods if they have any nuts hidden away. Feed high in calcium vegetables, other vegetables, squirrel biscuits/rodent blocks, and a piece of fruit in the morning for breakfast when the squirrel's most hungry. Allow them time to eat their breakfast before offering any more foods. Offer them vegetables, fruits, seeds throughout the day. No treats or nuts until they have eaten their healthy foods. I feed mine a few nuts in the evening and limit any foods high in phosphorus. They will need tree branches to gnaw down their teeth and wear down their claws. Never clip your squirrel's claws, they are supposed to be sharp. Be careful of type of tree used to take its branches from, as some can be toxic. I stick to hazelnut trees. A healthy squirrel will be alert and full of energy. Squirrels can get food aggressive sometimes, so be careful. And just like humans, they can get addicted to unhealthy foods. This can be a problem. Overweight squirrels are at risk of diabetes and other health issues. Adjust your squirrels' food portions accordingly to their size, weight, and how much energy they use during the day. Adult squirrels need around 500 milligrams calcium per day. Squirrels need more calcium than phosphorus in their diet, especially juvenile squirrels still growing. If the phosphorus intake in their diet is higher than the calcium intake, the squirrel's body will absorb calcium from the squirrel's bones, causing them to become brittle and weak. This is called MBD, metabolic bone disease. Symptoms include loss of appetite, lethargy, trembling limbs, muscle twitching, unusual postures, deformities. The squirrel can become paralyzed and eventually die a slow and painful death. How to keep your squirrels healthy. Fresh water must always be available. Glass water bottles are a must. They chew through the plastic ones. I use stainless steel food bowls. Variety is key when feeding squirrels, especially with captive squirrels. Try alternating different foods, as they can become bored of food easily. Nuts and shells are a must, good for teeth and fun. Exercise is essential, and at least 1 hour a day outside of the cage is recommended. Make sure they can't escape outside, as most things in the world want to eat them, and squirrels raised in captivity are not used to the world. Also, grey squirrels are a non-native species in the UK, and people may consider them pests and put traps out. Watch out, as they will destroy your things, chew through electrical cables. Young juvenile squirrels are still learning to judge distance, as they jump and sometimes miss, causing injuries to themselves. Provide a safe space for them to learn and grow. They don't usually get along with other pets. Nuts and treats are a great way to bond with your squirrel, but should always be fed in small amounts after all the healthy foods have been eaten. A great way to sneak calcium into your squirrel's diet is buy some calcium powder for herbivores. Available from most exotic pet shops, about 10 pounds, has a calcium to phosphorus ratio of 2:1. Or squirrel calcium powder, fine ground calcium, no added phosphorus, available online, a bit more expensive, as has to be shipped from America. Keep a track of your squirrel's diet. Just because they don't eat something one day doesn't mean they won't eat it another day. Adult squirrels' poo should be dark and firm. Keep an eye on your squirrels' poop just as much as their diet. Make sure your cage is 100% squirrels proof. No plastic, they will chew through it. Once a day, I leave my squirrels secure in their cages next to an open window, so they can get unfiltered natural sunlight for about an hour, so they can get some vitamin D. Morning or afternoon is best. Avoid midday sun. Be careful of your squirrel overheating. Make sure they have access to some shade, especially in the summer. A squirrel's cage must be tall and long enough for them to jump and play happily. You can buy cages online. These are the most expensive part of looking after a squirrel. Or you could make your own. You will need galvanized steel cage wire with square bars. Chicken wire isn't strong enough. I've made a room in my house squirrel safe so they can exercise and play. It has no house plants, as some can be toxic to pets. No electrical cables, lots of space, and good afternoon sunlight. Zoochosis is a condition captive wild animals get, mainly seen in zoo animals kept in an enclosure that's too small. Due to squirrels being so intelligent, they are at risk of this. Earlier signs of zoochosis are pacing backwards and forwards constantly, even if you're not in the room, are biting and overgrooming. If your squirrel shows signs any of these, it's a sign you could need a larger cage, more enrichment in the cage like toys and sticks, or your squirrel could need more time and enrichment outside of their cage as well. Clean out any old food daily. Give cage a good clean 1-2 times a week. Check their tray, beds, nests for old food daily. Replenish bedding 2-4 times a month. Rabbit hay, sawdust, and chinchilla sand can be used to line the bottom of the cage, as well as non-scented puppy pads. Use pet-safe cleaning products. Chinchilla toys are pretty squirrel safe, as well as rabbit and other large toys and chews aimed at large rodents. Deer antler, cuttlefish bone, and mineral chew blocks aimed for rodents are good for getting extra calcium, minerals, and wearing down teeth. Be careful not to bin these when cleaning out, as squirrels hide them. You can give them soft toys without plastic or glass eyes or noise. They will chew these. If you're leaving them with soft toys, be careful on the inside materials. Go for stuffing rather than beans, as they will chew the toy to bits. Once the soft toy has a hole and the stuffing is coming out, the toy is no longer squirrel safe. So keep an eye out. Wash the toys regularly. Keeping the room the squirrel's cage is housed in clean is just as important as the keeping their cage clean. Ideally, the room wants good ventilation. You will have to hoover regularly to prevent dust building up. Too much dust can cause difficulties with breathing in squirrels. Clean any surfaces with pet safe spray. Be aware your squirrels will be scared of the hoover. Reward them after or take them out of the room if you eyeball. Squirrels are fast. Never attempt to grab. Pick up your squirrel by its tail. It could break, fall off, causing injury to your squirrel. Warning: some vets may try to put your squirrel to sleep or take them off you in UK. Most vets don't know much about grey squirrels. I would recommend that you do research of your own on squirrel veterinary needs and treatment. But as a rule of thumb, it's pretty much the same as rats. I would also highly recommend that you do your own research on any of the topics I've covered in this, as I've only briefly covered everything I've learned over my 15 years looking after grey squirrels. Thank you for reading. I hope this information was useful. Thanks again. Joe Laboutelier. P.S. A group of squirrels is called a scurry, and they have a bite force of around 7,000 phi as well.